Hello everyone. Before you get too far into this video, I'd like to explain what this is for the uninitiated. This was the final tournament ever held in the Elder Scrolls Legends, which was played on January 25th, 2025, and put together by Night Dark Wolf. It was casted by fellow Legends enjoyer Thin White Duke and myself. We oversaw a handful of matches for specific challengers, although there were tons and tons of matches that took place throughout the day. The tournament was played in brackets and was whittled down to a final 8 competitors by the end of the tournament. By the time this video goes public, Night Dark Wolf should have the finalists' matches uploaded to his channel, and I will include a link to his channel down below. The finalist bracket was casted by actual Elder Scrolls Legends themselves, such as the Justin Larson, Charmer, and TDC Jason, among others. I edited down the near 5-hour live stream into this video, but if you'd like to see the original VOD, the link to it will be in the description as well. I mostly just cut out downtime in between matches and a bit of dialogue between Duke and I. This was an incredibly special event to be a part of, and I'm happy to have been able to provide content for the Elder Scrolls Legends and the community around it for everyone, brief of a time as it was. Also, I'd just like to say I'm not a professional caster or streamer. Anyone who's seen me live knows that. So throughout the live stream, I was having a bit of a tough time keeping up with the scoreboard on the left side of the screen, but I figured it out eventually. Also, Brave Carade is a female, and I only ever referred to her as a male throughout her matches, so I apologize for that. With all that out of the way, please, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the other side. Peace out. Are you doing dual spectate or just watch?
Oh, that is such a good point. Let us do dual spectate.
Okay.
Their book lists. So Pichoki is running Dagoth here. And it seems like a...
Dagoth v. Dagoth.
Yeah, correct. Pichoki seems to be on a aggro Dagoth here, topping out at Ancano at the top.
Now let's take a look here.
Or come to die.
I will have a pick. It's nothing personal.
Let's put these to use. Khajiit must stay out of sight. They won't miss.
I mean, already it's looking like Brave's got a bit of an advantage here.
Yes, they've got this Elfique in hand, the Leaf Lurker, Lightning Bolt. It's all looking like a pretty good setup, and that Mausoleum Delver, not necessarily relevant in the Dagoth matchup, but I like it as a tech choice.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to get stuff out of your opponent's discard pile, should you need to.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I would take... Well, I don't know what he's running in his deck. I would take the Scimitar there.
For potential item pullbacks, you think?
Mm-hmm, like Scavenge.
Possibly. Let me have a look, and I can tell you if they're running anything like that. No notable item discard shenanigans, so... I think the Mausoleum Delver is mostly arbitrary in this matchup.
Yeah, probably. The charge, though, is definitely not arbitrary.
Oh, not at all. And I've got this Elfique coming down. Unfortunately, no Atronachs for it to consume. But, I mean, it's still a very good board presence card, regardless.
It definitely is. The longer that he's letting Pichoki play this game, though, I think it's actually going to fall out of his favor. Just from the hand that I'm seeing here with Mighty Conjuring right now. I mean, he does have Leaf Lurker coming up, but...
This one
that's still going to clean up both the Atronach and the Elfique, though, but then there's still these 2 Blood Dragons coming on the way soon as well.
Yep, Blood Dragons, and then he's got the Corner Club Gambler coming up. I'm guessing he either
Forest is my cloak.
ditches the Lalu Sharpshooter for that, or the Shadow Shift. Or I guess discard the dagger that your Crown Quartermaster is going to generate.
Quartermaster, I would agree. And with our magical caster vision, we know that Brave currently does not have an answer to Corner Club in hand either.
Yeah, and then this is just going to get out of hand.
Yeah, I think you called it perfectly there about the game getting out of hand the further it goes on.
Yeah. I mean, Atronachs are just very difficult to deal with the more that they get down.
And especially with both the Elfique and the Mighty Conjuring as well, whether they're on the board or in the discard pile, it's going to be a problem.
For sure.
Regardless.
And you see, he couldn't play his Brotherhood Slayer. Brave couldn't play that Brotherhood Slayer in the field lane because the Steel Dagger provides a threat that he can see the Steel Dagger. Brave can see that, so yeah, he just simply couldn't go over there because he would have played that and died. And then, yep, discard the Steel Dagger for the Corner Club Gambler.
Yeah, you've called all the plays perfectly so far.
It's it's the Tessel Brain Rot.
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks like Brave's going to keep trying to push here. They did top deck that Channeled Storm, which is a huge play for them, getting rid of that Gambler.
That is good. The Garnag coming down is really, really, really annoying. Obviously, Garnag makes it so that way players can't have more than 7 Magicka, so the pool of cards that Brave's going to be able to play with is now just like way, way less.
Although, currently it's actually probably favouring Brave because, you know, they've got 2 cards in hand. Their highest cost card in their deck is Tazcad. So, it's actually probably halting Pichoki's progress more than it is Brave's right now.
It could be, but also Pichoki's got, I think, if not lethal, close to lethal on board right now, so...
Yes, there are a handful of prophecies in Brave's deck, but it's certainly not a prophecy deck.
Okay, I love what Brave is... Oh, okay. I love what Brave is doing here, because I think he's just trying to kill him.
Just get that last little bit of damage.
If he gets a lightning bolt here... Okay, the Green Pact Ambusher is good.
Pact? It's not bad. Does that keep them off lethal?
What did you expect?
It does. Oh, that breakthrough on that Flame Atronach.
And the Sentinel Battle Mace.
Bro. Yeah. It's going to be close. We're going to need a couple more good prophecies here.
There's one.
There's one.
Lightning Bolt.
And that's a great pickup.
Okay.
Although,
see...
Looking...
He could have... Brave could have won this if he had attacked with Raz on the turn that he got him. If he was able to. I don't remember if he was able to. But
I don't think so because of Garnag.
Oh, so, maybe not, yeah.
There we go.
All right, first match down. It was a good game, though. Congrats to Pichoki.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look like it was going to go Pichoki's way when we got in, but now... Now we do have the style here where they can't play with a deck they've won with.
Yes, yeah, once you win with a deck, then that deck is out.
I'll lead my family to
so Pichoki is now off the Dagoth, but it appears Brave has switched over to Daggerfall.
Okay.
So interested to see this matchup. This appears to be Prophecy Assassin, judging by the Assassin Beetle.
Yeah, Prophecy Assassin, with some Balmora Spymaster action and Desperate Conjuring.
I mean, Conjuring and Tinkering are both great in these sorts of Prophecy lists, right? Because a lot of these Prophecy cards are pretty overcosted.
Yeah, for sure.
What you're getting. So being able to turn them into something better is definitely a massive bonus.
Yeah, that's one reason that I am not a big fan of Assassin Beetle, is just because of the cost. But I can't really deny the actual value that you're getting. Pichoki doing a great move by ringing out the Wilds Incarnate, by the way.
Yeah, speaking of value, getting that nice and early is really good for them.
I think he scanned and realized that that was kind of Brave's plan, is to beat him down with the stack.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, they're doing a pretty good job of stopping it up. This Withered Hand Cultist, though, it can definitely get in the way of certain strategies.
It could be really annoying for Desperate Conjuring. Not seeing anything else too bad in his hand. But
no, I mean, looking at the list, we've got 11 actions. So, you've got Ice Storm, Lightning Bolts, Conjurings, single Firebolt.
But I'm pretty close.
Oh my god.
Oh, Laneth is amazing.
Yeah.
Yep,
Wow.
straight into the Incarno.
For those who don't know, Desperate Conjuring,
Lurk in the
sacrifice a creature to summon a random creature that costs 2 more. Summon Laneth, who is able to draw any card, and they chose that to draw Incarno.
Yeah, absolutely. And Brave's now getting rid of Laneth, realizing that Desperate Conjuring could be a problem in the future.
Yeah, double Withered Hand Cultist sounds great on paper, but if you look in Pichoki's hand, he doesn't have a single action, and he is just not affected by that.
Yeah, absolutely. Sizer Han's a really interesting card choice in this list. We're not there's not any Leaf Lurkers or Finish Offs in Pichoki's list here.
Is Surepoint Dragon in the list?
No, not at all.
Interesting.
So,
I'm
curious
guessing-
about that choice.
I think Saisahan is here. If you look at the Luzra in the list, when you summon a creature with 6 cost or more, this deck seems to me, and I'm not looking at the deck list, but seems to me like a lot of high-costed things that you can change with Desperate Conjuring.
Yes, I would agree with that. It's interesting that it's not, Sizer Han's included despite not being a prophecy, although there is also a Skeletal Mage in here, which is another fascinating choice, but that could combo pretty well with Sizer Han as well.
Yeah.
Now, Brave's doing a pretty good job of sort of slowing down what's happening here. But we really need to see some sort of card advantage for them.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that we're falling into the same trap of last time where not enough cards in hand. I mean, we talk about card advantage all the time. Brave just simply is going to run out of cards.
No, that's not right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were both talking about, we both quite like Daggerfall as a class. It's not very good at drawing cards, though, a lot of the time. And, wow.
There's that Luzra synergy, yeah.
The value being generated here is off the charts.
This was a worthy contest.
The wind and the shadows protect me.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that effect of Saisahan. That he cannot be wounded by enemy creatures.
Khajiit is done.
Yeah,
he
correct.
just
And
left.
that's going to be a concede from Brave.
Hey, not much you
Good
can do
game to
against
both
that.
players, though.
Yeah, I would have left too,
that's
to be
pretty-
honest.
Oh, I was totally thinking if this was me, I'd be gone by now. Oh well, another win secured for Pichoki. Prophecy Assassin is definitely an interesting choice and clearly worked out. I'm not sure how well it will fare against some of these sort of greedier control decks that some opponents are playing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's again, it's going to be interesting to see how these decks combo with one another.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's hard to tech against every single thing your opponent could be playing, but it's worked. What Pichoki's been bringing has worked twice so far. What are you thinking if you're Brave here? Do you try and bring it back with, what looked like a fairly successful Dagoth, switch it up to an aggressive warrior deck, or try run the Daggerfall back again?
I think I'd go back with the Dagoth. The Dagoth looked pretty good to me. I think it was just in that matchup. He wound up perhaps too aggressive out the gate, and it just so happened that Pichoki had a better end game than he did.
Absolutely. I definitely think something aggressive is the strategy here because this Empire deck of Pichoki's looks a lot slower. We're seeing conscriptions and a new era, Red Brahmin. And you're right, Brave is back on the Dagoth.
There we go.
Pichoki, of course, running this sort of slower Empire deck.
Yeah, I see Odinir and Necromancer, and I fear. I fear for what could be on this list.
Great value generator. Well, let's have a look. What could Odiniran be getting back? I mean, Ungolem is always great. 5th Legion Trainer, if they try to switch to more aggressive, could be a strong option.
Well, yeah, I think what they do is they get the trainer down first, like they did here. If I'm Brave, I'm probably going to kill that, because you just have to. Yeah, Rapid Shot, Wardcrafter is smart there.
Yeah.
Your
So you can full clear everything, get rid of the health clan. Oh, they don't. They don't kill the drain creature. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Now, you don't really want to get Slime Marsh Blade out at this point, but... Wow, okay. Necromancer
Wow.
immediately... I guess that's a good play, because you bring back... Tree Minder.
More
Interesting.
ramp.
I was
But
going
I know
to say you bring back 5th Legion, and then your next Odin is a 4-3 instead of a 3-3. And then you could pull back more.
I see what you're saying, but the only thing that pulls in their discard pile is Golden Initiate, which hardly feels... You know, when the alternative is Extra Magicka, when you know your end game is Conscription,
Yeah.
pulling back a Golden Initiate is possibly not as good, though.
No, that's very true.
And Brave's doing a pretty good job of cleaning up here. Their hand is interesting. Giant Snake is a fascinating inclusion here.
Giant Snake, I think, is a much better card than people give it credit for.
Yeah, I mean, if you compare it to Winter's Grasp, unless you're running a Shackle-based deck, I think, in general, Giant Snake is usually the better card.
It'll get the job done. Although I'm
Yeah.
an Immolating Blast fan myself. When it comes to just full
Really?
wipes. Yeah.
You know, I used to be. That was before I could afford to craft Dawn's Wrath.
I don't know. I like the
Oh.
cheaper cost of Blast.
No, that's fair enough. We've got this journey here in Pichoki's hand, which really tells me that they're looking to have a very long game here.
Mm-hmm. And if Brave can hack that...
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if they can keep getting under that. You know, I think Brave's looking for some slightly more expensive cards coming up here, and there's one of them, Razumdar.
This one is in
I would get Raz down right now. Yeah.
You won't
Yeah.
live to regret. This one won.
And now he has his own Bruma Profiteer, which combos pretty well with his next turn, which is probably going to be Daggerfall Brotherhood.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, this
He's good as well.
this recruit is good as well. They're just getting so much value, but Anasi's a pretty good counter to Raz here.
That is a hugely annoying counter. I'd be mad.
Yeah, you know, Anasi's one of those cards, I get why it exists, and I get why people enjoy it, but it never fails to piss me off.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good play. Like, Pichoki's been playing his heart out. He's doing a really good job.
Absolutely. What do you think this Grey Fox is going to be doing?
If
just give
I'm
me a name.
Brave right now, I'm probably going to get the Edict of Azura.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like the
I mean,
best
just to-
pull.
If nothing else, getting rid of that Divine Fervor can be a good solution to a long-term problem there.
Yeah. I'd even potentially hold it, because in Dagoth you're not really going to have that much removal outside of stuff in red. So I might even hold it for something like Murak that might potentially be coming up. I mean, I'm not looking at the deck
It's
list.
nothing
I'm just
personal.
assuming, trying to get in Brave's head for what he might be thinking at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that Odin Aaron chain that we just saw there as well is really great board tempo, but this Giant Snake, as you said,
Just forget
is still a useful card to have.
Yeah, it slows down the game.
Now, what are we taking here? We do
Ah,
take
okay.
Anasi.
Anasi's smart too.
I can definitely see the reasoning behind that. You know, trying to just take control of the board a little bit here. And Pichoki is really just suffering from not drawing particularly helpful cards at the moment. You know, they've got all this ramp, but not much to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, they do have 22 damage on board, so that is
Yes.
something that needs to be dealt with. I mean, I know their deck isn't necessarily trying to beat Brave up, but they could win potentially if they just smashed into his face a whole bunch, you know?
I mean, if I'm being honest, if I'm Pichoki, that's probably what I'm thinking of I have to do right now. I've got, you know, there's minimal card advantage in hand. Basically, the best thing that can Pichoki draw at this point is Conscription. But there's only, I believe there's only 2 of them in here. Yeah, only 2 Conscriptions. So you are looking at, what, a 1 in 28-ish chance of drawing a helpful card.
Yeah, very low chance. And also,
So I think...
go ahead.
Go on. Oh, I just think if I was Pichoki, I would start pushing damage.
Yeah, I think so too. And if you even do draw a conscription here, it's not useful because your board is 6 out of 8 full. You're not going to get much
No.
value out of it.
Absolutely, and it's just kind of in this holding pattern for these control decks where
This is the secret.
they could start hitting face, but that may also go badly for them because Brave's got a much fuller hand. I mean, we can see what it looks like ourselves, but they don't know what's in Brave's hand at the moment.
No, they don't. They did not draw an answer to this Anasi, so they will have to lose probably their, I would say, Thorn Hist Mage. Just get rid of that. Get rid of the Anasi. Yep.
Yeah.
Clean up the giant snake with one of these cards, too. Awake the Dead. Oh boy, Faded Wraith.
Oh.
Very smart.
Okay.
Very smart
That
play.
is, yeah, that's a really great tech play there. This Dushnik's going to come in and presumably, yeah, hit the Divine Fervor.
You actually can't kill the... Yeah, you equip the Tome and you can kill this Emperor's Blade. Or Channeled Stone does the job too.
A rare moment of value for the Daggerfall Mage here.
Yeah, Daggerfall Mage, notoriously a very bad card that nobody plays.
I'm shocked at seeing tournament play, if I'm honest with you.
So he has Luzra in hand, which is interesting to me.
Well, Luzra is presumably waiting for an Elfie,
Oh
I think,
my
more than anything.
God, double Faded
Wow.
Wraith. You can't not rally onto something useful here. Oh my!
I mean, 2
God.
cards?
No, you. Oh, I would have.
Oh,
I would
no.
have sacrificed the Outland Patrol with Thieves Guild Recruit because then you get more value for one of your
Ooh.
Faded Wraiths in hand there.
I would agree with you. I think that might have actually been a slight misplay there.
Slight
but-
misplay, but it's really. I think that his board state's fine. Doesn't have much
Although
to worry
having
about.
said that, they did spend 10 Magicka to draw 3 cards and get a, effectively a 3/8 worth of stats.
Yeah.
That's not actually that great in the grand scheme of things.
No, it's not. It's not the best, but when you look at Brave's hand, I mean, he does have 2 uniques coming up that are pretty good. But yeah, Pichoki doesn't know that.
No, I mean, it almost looks like we're going to come to a stalemate here soon. They're both running low on cards. This second Faded Wraith is really going to be Pichoki's lifesaver here, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Pichoki
Really
does have the endgame on lock if he can get there with Journey to Sovngarde and Conscription coming up.
Yes, yeah. Assuming they show up, then they'll be in a pretty good spot. But, they are still at 14 and no health gain on the board.
Yeah.
So,
If Brave can
it's
keep
really...
Garnag on board,
I think
Pichoki can't do anything.
Garnag's a massive asset here.
Yeah.
And that Crown Quartermaster allows Brave to push a lot of damage as well. Now, of course, this Red Brahmin is going to be a problem.
I'll get this yet.
But he can't
for
be played.
Brave here. True.
Yep.
True, you make a good point.
Yeah, this is what I mean. If he literally can't do anything if Garnag
No,
stays up.
exactly. This Scout's report is going to have to be incredibly good. They got a Thorn Hist Mage, that's helpful.
Yeah, helpful for blocking. The Magicka gain with Garnag means absolutely nothing, which is so funny to me. And Belligerent Giant is a win. Is it not?
Not quite. One
It's
damage off.
So close, yeah. Ooh, you have to put it in the right lane.
Yes. I believe that card was nerfed from being lane ignorant at one point.
It's been
Oh,
adjusted
hang on.
a lot. Yeah, there we go.
Hang on. Luzra.
Golden
Ooh.
Initiate's not enough.
Golden Initiate's not going to do it. So Pichoki has one last chance here, and Brave's going to close it out there.
There we go. Yeah, we both didn't see the Luzra synergy
No,
there.
I completely ignored that.
Really, really
So-
good play.
We are looking at 2-1 in Pichoki's favour here. But Brave pulled it back well in that last game. I think, again, the same thing that Brave was suffering themselves in a previous match. Pichoki just had no useful cards in hand for a lot of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do wonder, that Faded Wraith play that we talked about with sacrificing the last Gasp Preacher. I wonder how much that would have affected how that match turned out.
Yeah, I think that it would have been a really good play because regardless of where the buff went, it would have gone onto one of the Fated Wraiths. And what is Outland Patrol? A 1/1 or a 2/2? Yeah, it's a 1/1 buff, but still, that would have been one extra card that you get to draw.
And, you know, that top card may have been a New Era, or it could have been Dawn's Wrath, or any number of things that could have turned it around there. But that Garnag really locked down the match there for pretty much, you know, the entire latter half of that game.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm looking for, even in that instance, is just like a Piercing Javelin. Just get rid of the Garnag, and then you can win.
Yeah, if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, not being able to play that Red Brahmin was just like devastating to him.
Yeah, well, in theory, Red Brahmins was the perfect answer to that lane, but just couldn't get it out of the hand because of Garnag, though.
Yeah. The hardest part of this casting thing is updating the like scoreboard on my left side.
Oh, yeah, the scoreboard.
It's just those little 2 spots on the overlay. I'm adding.
Yeah.
Thank you. Read my lips. Mouth paws.
Okay, so now that that's been settled, I really like this opening hand from Pichoki. And
Yeah,
Brave,
that's a great start.
Yeah, Brave's got the old salties. Verminous Fabricant. I really don't like any of the Fabricant cards, to be honest with you.
The Kagudi one is okay, I think.
What does that one do? Summon another Kagudi?
Correct.
Yeah, I guess that has potential play.
I definitely like it in Arena.
Yeah.
For just board presence. That Galen on that Odoneron is definitely going to create a long-term problem for Brave here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I'm interested to see what other neutral cards he has in this list.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at a lot of Dwemer and a lot of Crabs.
Is Halls of the Dwemer in this list?
It is indeed.
Okay.
I don't believe there is Yagram's Workshop, though. No, there's Yagram himself, but no Workshop.
Man, the amount of value that Divine Fervor just added, it just changed the whole game there.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're Brave, you just have to play Salties to try climb back some board presence.
What do you choose here?
I think you go... Interesting. I think I would have gone Soul Rest simply because I wouldn't want Pichoki to have the Soul Rest.
That's what I was thinking too.
I can see the reasoning behind Alakir, you know, as an aggressive deck.
Alakir has
sort of...
Yeah.
It's much better stats. You know, you're spending 5 cost for a 5/5 versus 6 for a 4/4.
Yeah, and it has synergy with Battlefield Scrounger as well.
True, yes, that's a great point. I didn't even notice the Battlefield Scrounger.
Yeah. Ooh,
And I guess the other thing with... ditches the Odoneron there.
Frostbreak is in my chat. He says hello, by the way. He doesn't have a Twitch account.
No worries. Hello to Frostbreak. I guess the other thing with Soul Rest, though, here, for Brave, is that you're not really expecting your opponent to have more health than you at any point, right? As an aggressive deck.
That's true.
They're doing their best to keep Pichoki, off the Soul Rest activation at all, just by the way that they're going to be playing regardless.
Yeah, I always like to include a little bit of drain whenever I have access to willpower or agility.
Oh, there's definitely health gain in Pichoki's deck here, but you know, Brave's obviously hoping to burn them down before it gets to that point.
Yeah. I would be considering playing the Battlefield Scrounger. There's that Golden Initiate.
Speaking of...
4/4 instead of a 3/3 as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think the Battlefield Scrounger... The Scrounger, even just crashing into Galen here, was not a bad option. Oh, silencing that Initiate is very, very good for Brave here as well.
Nasi coming down, though. Keeping him off the health gain was a very good idea.
Yes, I think that's incredibly important here. And, you know, Pichoki's already ramping up. They're at 8 on turn 6, so Conscription's only a couple of turns away.
Do you do another old Salties?
I think I would. Just try and,
Yeah.
again, reestablish that board presence. Keep the threats incoming. And of course, Old Salties provides a target for Horse of the Dwemer as well with that Reflective.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this Piercing Javelin, honestly, is going to have a great target either. Because even on Sower of Revenge, it's going to still deal damage to you.
Sower is such an incredibly powerful card. You know, it's a 5/5 guard, first of all.
Yes.
And then that last gasp, if you can't silence it, you're potentially taking 10 just off one card.
Yeah. Okay. Smart to bring back the Golden Initiate. I was going to go for the greed play if I was him and take the Galen back.
To shuffle in...
Shuffle in a Nasi.
A Nasi.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
I mean,
I think I would have shuffled in Soul Rests because that's funnier.
That is a lot funnier. He doesn't know this, but with the Battlefield Scrounger and now the Wood Orc Headhunter, a Nasi actually has potential to get charged, which could be a huge surprise play.
That Wood Orc, of course, triggering off the Reflective there.
Yeah.
Ooh. Now, I think the thing here is Brave doesn't want to give Choki the Hissgrove. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Totally. Totally don't want to.
You know, it's not a great card for them to be playing. It's 4 Magicka not spent. You know, trying to hit your opponent in the face, but you just can't afford to give this deck any more ramp.
Yeah, you need to use Battlefield Scrounger to kill this this Golden Initiate here. Otherwise, the health gain is going to be too much. Odonaran into Odonaran.
Into Skinned Hound, perhaps?
I was thinking Skinned Hound, but Galen finally.
Galen?
Ananas.
On the Ananas.
The Tessel Brain Cell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this Morkel Gatekeeper is interesting. It allows to push a decent chunk of damage with the Scrounger. If they just go directly first.
It does. I was going to suggest that, exactly. You need to kill the life gain cards. Yep.
And that Survivalist now has a couple items in hand to get value out of.
No, not anymore.
No, not anymore. This Dawn's Wrath potentially could be very good for a future Old Salties, or even just a Halls of the Dwemer for some cleanup work. But again, we've kind of got that same thing where Choki has so much board presence. You just start pushing face damage.
Yeah, Pichoki definitely seems to be a bit more of a control type player or endgame type player.
But they are pushing the damage here.
They are pushing damage. If you can find a way to do 1 damage and kill 3 Sowers of Revenge, you win. I guess.
Fear me, mortal. You should.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
It has been an engagement.
Yeah, that Anasi is going to come in and perfectly clean up. And that is going to be 3-1 to Pichoki for the first round.
Yeah. Good job.
So they're going to be moving on to the top 32 there. And really great gameplay from both players there, and some very interesting decks. You know, that Empire proved pretty well that it can just turn into a beatdown when it needs to.
Yeah. really fun matches to watch, honestly. Yeah, I liked the instant Dagoth v Dagoth that we had. That was a fun matchup.
That was great to come in on. Absolutely, two very similar looking decks there.
Yeah, for sure. And then, yeah, the Empire was fun to watch. I really liked seeing Braves come back with the Garnag. I thought that was super clever, especially with the way that he got the kill using the 1 damage from Luzra.
Luzra.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that Luzra play was really great. And that Garnag, just with no answer from Pichoki there, definitely sealed that game entirely.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Ooh, okay. I am viewing both.
I mean, I can see both of their cards, but I can't look from Link's perspective.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, opening hand-wise, they're actually quite similar curve-wise. 2, 4, and a 6, and a 2, 3, and a 7. So we'll have to see what the next draws are, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, they're both kind of 2 okay cards and 1 not great card to be seeing this early.
Yeah. And Withered Hand
Yeah.
Cultist could backfire. What kind of a deck is this?
Yeah. Well, let's look at Mutagem's current list. This Daggerfall.
You've been kicked from spectator mode and can't observe this game.
How rude!
Oh yeah, what the heck?
I wonder if that has something to do with Link being Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, I think it probably does.
Hmm.
Okay, well, I'm in the match currently, so I'm going to continue watching.
Okay. No, please do. I am going to try to do some troubleshooting.
Sounds good. Yeah, so it's actually kind of interesting not being able to see what TurquoiseLink has in store for us now, because we have to kind of leave it up to our imagination like what he would. So, if I'm Mutagem right now, he's played down a Wardcrafter against the Thieves Guild Recruit. I think that's reasonable. You don't want to play your Temple Conjurer until turn 5, or he has the ring, so turn 4, I suppose. Because you play Temple Conjurer for the Flame Atronach. You don't just want to do the 2/2. That would be a huge waste of your time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so
I am back in, by the way, although I
in.
also can't see Link's cards.
yeah, I mean, that's okay. That's okay with me, to be honest.
But yeah, we will just have to make it up as we go along.
House Halalu.
I will cut your purse and your throat.
So you probably want to use Wardcrafter to either damage the Suran Pawnbroker. I could see that play. Okay, Channeled Storm's fine. Gets rid
This
of the...
Dusty Skirmisher can be annoying. I mean, Wardcraft is a good thing to sacrifice to it.
Yes, I would agree.
Care to make a friendly way?
Corner Club on Dive Rock Fall.
Or, I'm guessing that came from
Yeah, it came
Pawnbroker.
from
Makes
Pawnbroker.
sense.
Just a funny card to see. That also might be one of the worst cards in the game.
Possibly, yes. I wouldn't argue with you about that.
You just have to build around it with so many odd cards, like Calm and... what's the prophecy that we were just talking about? Cloud Rest Illusionist.
Cloud Rest.
Yeah. Which Cloud Rest is not a bad card, but I feel like
No, but it's
getting
not great to be
Yeah.
relying on it.
getting a creature down to 0 power is it's not the easiest effect in the game.
No, not at all. Now, looking at Link's list here, they do have, as we were talking about before, both Jarl and Wild's Incarnate. So, that may be something they're thinking about.
Yeah, you want to keep down your opponent's health for sure. Okay, and then they are going to be ringing out Temple Conjurer.
Temple Conjurer, yeah.
Yeah, people in chat right now are talking about how, it's just sad the game is going offline. I mean,
Yeah,
it's completely devastating, honestly.
yeah, it's incredibly unfortunate. And, you know, you can say it's sort of a long time coming since maintenance mode, but that doesn't make it any less, you know, sort of hard to reconcile, given that it's been a big part of all of our lives.
It's just yeah, I guess it has obviously been a long time coming, and I think most people have kind of made peace with that, but it's unfortunate that Bethesda was unwilling to do anything to preserve at least the single player mode. I mean, I know that you and I were speaking about that a few nights ago, and it's like, it would have been a hassle to do, but surely you could have released a $5 version of this game with just the single player stuff, and I think people would have been happy. People would have been happy.
Don't you understand? They have to send all of their development into Castles.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls Castles, the superior mobile game.
Absolutely.
I just can't get over what they're doing over there, but don't get me started ranting about Bethesda.
No, let's let's keep that off of the tournament stream.
Yeah.
Now, Mutagem's kind of an interesting place here. They've got this sort of Cradle Crush into Mighty Conjuring turn potentially on the way.
Yeah. I'd love to see what TurquoiseLink is thinking about right now.
Yes, not being able to do that hand is unfortunate. Got some goblins there on the board. This is interesting. It's kind of a sort of goblin-based archer.
Yeah,
running the leaf lurkers to combo with those curses, and this is a great Cradle Crush.
It's huge. I was thinking, like, I might have put down the Onde clan in the shadow lane, and then set up for that huge 3-creature kill next turn. But you never know what's going to happen. Like, your opponent could have a leaf lurker in hand, and you put down the Onde, then they just get cursed, and now you have to deal with the leaf lurker on board. So.
Yeah, that could have been a really great value play, but as you say, you're risking so much by doing that. They're not really playing anything else this turn, or they wouldn't have been if they couldn't get that Onde value.
Yeah, and if they put down any kind of a creature in the field lane or 2 creatures or something, you can easily proc the Onde Clan Sorcerer next turn. So it might be worth the wait, but just an interesting idea.
Yeah. No, definitely. Now, if I'm Link, I'm definitely thinking about the potential Mighty Conjuring. Obviously, we know that Mutagem has it, but you know, playing against an Atronach-based deck like this, I think coming into 7 Magicka available, you just have to be thinking about that card.
Oh yeah, it's got to be on your radar.
Although having these curses, you know, could potentially combo with a Leaf Lurker to deal with that Lava Atronach, and there you go, that Withered Hand Cultist deals with it nicely.
Withered Hand Cultist has been a constant in these games.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of it today. Not necessarily surprising, it's a very good card.
Yeah, it is.
Especially for the more aggressive decks here.
Now,
it does look like Mutagem is thinking about this Onde.
I would have put down... Oh, nope, Onde Clan... Okay. Yeah, I would have done Windkeep just to preserve the ring charge, because there's nothing you can do this turn with these items anyway.
No, that's true.
But it should be fine. I don't think that'll make or break the game.
Not at this stage. We'll have to hold our tongues on whether that was the correct play or not until the end, but
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Because now you also have Onde Clan down, which is a target. Whereas before you could have sort of sprung it as a surprise card.
Yeah. It could have sort of come down, but then again, you have to invest a lot of resources and you're relying on board state and so on.
Yes. Nothing really good to Abner at the moment.
I mean, you could go for the Corner Club, although I think the Corner Club's just going to get removed here.
Yeah, he's already got the card advantage on that. I think you put Steel Scimitar on your Oathman as well here, because your Onde Clan's going to die otherwise.
It looks like that's the sacrifice they're prepared to make.
Yeah. I mean, they do have a good run of cards coming up. This +4 Steel Scimitar is definitely something to keep in mind, but
what I think is happening here is that Mutagem is trying to get rid of that Withered Hand cultist so they can get their conjuring back online.
Yeah, and that makes sense. That totally makes sense.
You know,
And if-
next turn they can steal Scimitar the Oathman and play conjuring if they can kill the cultist.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Uh,
It's a very interesting play.
But we'll see. We'll see what TurquouiseLink has to say about it. They've got this curse in hand that costs 2, which is not really where you want to be with curse. I think most of the time.
Yeah, Curse, I mean, a lot of the value from Curse comes from the fact that it is a 0-cost card, so you're kind of... I mean, I think I mentioned that with Withered Hand Cultist. It could backfire a little bit with this deck, just because he does run stuff like Rapid Shot and Shadow Shift. So...
Yeah, and I think that's why we don't see any finish offs in this deck, is probably because of the cultist here.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine playing Dive Rock Fall for 2 Magicka?
The bad card got even worse.
Oh, okay, Belligerent Giant.
Belligerent on the
Now-
Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, that was in his hand for a while, wasn't it? Oh my god, another huge Cradle Crush play.
Cradle Crush. Goodness, yeah. Cleans up that cultist nicely.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Incredible value there.
Now, yeah, Covenant Oathman has to hit TurquouiseLink because Link is... He's got the Jarl in his deck, so you want to make sure that you keep the health down. Although it's not going to make much of a difference because Belligerent Giant is going to do 4 breakthrough damage.
Yeah, if that Jarl is in Link's hand, then... Ooh, Razum Dharma. So it looks like Link might be trying to sort of put the pressure on here.
Yeah. Ooh.
And speaking of Jarls...
Okay, I like that. That's interesting.
What's really interesting about that is that Mutagem can immediately put the Jarl back
I was
online. for them.
just about to say that. Steel Scimitar, Oathman, you hit your opponent. You could get Jarl down.
Is Mighty Conjuring just better, though, at this stage?
Yeah, but you also want to... well, I don't know. Yeah, it might be.
Yeah? Mutagem seems to think so.
That's true.
And that is 14 on the board, though.
Are there any Leaf Lurkers in this deck, though?
And TurquoiseLinks.
Yeah, so that's why I wouldn't have done that.
Forest is my
Yep.
cloak.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I would have just gotten the immediate Jarl value.
Emmerich's not going to be doing much in Link's deck generally, but he's still a solid card.
I'm trying to think if there's any way you could pull this out. Like, Abner Tharn on your Oathman would generate another 4/4 Scimitar. And that would be 10 damage for you.
Ooh, that's an interesting idea.
Yeah. And if he can
I
get...
don't think...
I don't know. Windkeep Emmerich is 4 damage. Probably kill Raz with that.
Yeah, I think if you're Mutagem, you're recognizing that you probably can't finish the game next turn. So you probably want to clean up the board a little, make sure that you're not about to lose, and then kind of push for lethal the following turn.
Yeah, well, and now he's got... Oh, yeah, that Razum Dar was deadly.
Yeah. Not that Tharan is necessarily doing much for Link here,
But it's...
just the amount of card advantage.
Yeah, it's not a good thing for your opponent to have.
No. Not for this long.
Do you make some kind of a play here with Windkeep Emmerich to kill the Mournhold Traitor, actually? To
I
get a
think you
guard?
have to. You're looking at, 14 damage on the board there from Link.
Yeah. Well, and he actually does have lethal from hand with Emmerich.
With Emmerich on the Windkeep.
Yep.
Will be mine.
Yeah, I think he's looking at this play.
I think that's the best you can do here.
Yeah.
Right.
You could have also just put down like a chunky guard like Wild's Incarnate over in the left.
Well, hang on. You would have used what, Emmerich to damage the thing. Would have had, yeah. I think that would have been the same amount of damage.
It wouldn't really matter either way.
No.
It's just if you want to preserve that 4 damage to hit face later.
Yes. Yeah, well, I mean, I think if TurquoiseLink isn't able to close it out here with that play with Abner, as you were talking about, I think Mutagem has it next turn. But it really just depends on what happens here in terms of prophecies and how Link chooses to make these plays here.
Yeah, I think if Link had lethal, he would have done it by now. So I think he's processing, he's either counting to make sure that he can get exact lethal.
Well, hang on. No, he doesn't. You're right. He's 2 off.
Actually, he could. Well, yeah, he's because he needs to deal with the Mournhold Guardian.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So going into
Is my cloak.
defense,
Interesting. Hang on. Abner on Emmerich.
Abner on Emmerich is
That's plenty.
yeah,
That's overly.
yeah, because now it's not 4 damage, it's 6.
Wow. That's incredible. That was so close there, but I think Mutagem's going to close it out. I don't think there's any prophecies that'll do it here.
Yeah. Oh, and lightning bolt seals the deal.
and
That's
definitely not
that just
now.
sucks to see too with Raz.
Oh, man. Wow,
Dang.
that was so close there, though.
GG to Mutagem.
Yeah, incredible match there. Try again.
Yep, I got kicked out as well. I think it's because
Links
yep.
on Do Not Disturb. So
Interesting.
again, we can see Mutagem's hand, but not TurquoiseLink's here. And Mutagem is on this warrior deck, coming out with the Dragontail Savior.
And TurquoiseLink has decided to change to Telvanni from their previous list.
Yes, I think they're anticipating that at least the warrior deck is going to be fairly aggressive, although the Guildsworn deck that Mutagem has is not quite so much.
Now, this is an interesting choice. What do you shuffle in here? Withered Hand?
Cultist is not bad.
No,
Cultist is not bad, especially against Telvanni.
Yeah, Cultist is probably the best choice you could make. I think Preserver of the Root is another kind of slept-on card. A potential 6/6 for 4 is really good. And just having guards like that in some matchups can be really good. Probably not this one.
But I guess the other thing to bear in mind is that, as we were talking about, this is Nixox Telvanni.
Right.
So having more Witherhand cultists to bump up the cost of those uprisings,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
so on.
do we see a Garnag
you know.
in this list, in Mutagem's list?
Let me check.
I don't see him. Yeah, he's not in this one.
Okay, so no Garnag.
But yeah, more
So-
reduction, or I guess not reduction, but
Power within you.
what's the opposite of reduction? Inflation?
Inflation.
Inflated stats? Yeah.
Now, Link has already had to discard a Genius Path Mage from that Camel. I wonder what they had to take there, but that is, that could be a problem for them. They don't want to be discarding too many combo pieces.
You don't want to get rid of that, no, unless you're pulling a Nixox itself, I guess, or if you're pulling one of the other combo pieces. I guess that could be the only real explanation.
Yeah, well, and we're not seeing the only reanimation cards that they have are Odinirans as well. So there's no Soul Tears or anything that they can rely on to get it back.
Yeah. Now, I mean, you get down Lyris right now, it starts the clock ticking for the combo to go off. Triumphant Jarl's probably a smarter play. But
And just looking at Link's list, I think the only really reliable instant answers to Lyris are Fingers and Negation. Pretty much everything else needs to wait at least a turn.
yeah,
So I think if I'm Mutagem, I'm possibly thinking about getting that Lyris down sooner rather than later.
yeah, I would get her down next turn, provided that the board state stays relatively similar. Depends on what what you have to deal with next, I guess. But, I mean, you get Lyris down, and then maybe they have an answer for it, maybe they don't. But then your next turn is Belligerent Giant, and you can bump any guard out of the way and reset your opponent's tempo.
I mean, I guess the argument against Lyris would be to play Bleak Coast Troll and Young Mammoth and try and, you know, elicit maybe a Cruel Fire Bloom or a negation out of hand to try keep Lyris alive for longer. But I mean, this is, you know, this is a great Cradle Crush here as well.
Very good Cradle Crush. I could see also Stormcloak Vanguard have been played there, and then you establish Young Mammoth or Bleak Coast and just kind of let the Sanctuary Pet kill the Jarl. Okay, fingers.
There's the fingers. So I think I'm definitely strongly considering Lyris now. They've got 3 cards left in hand, excuse me.
Yeah, I would go Stormcloak.
Yep.
And then you could just take a turn to establish Sower. Maybe you do want to keep Lyris as sort of like a backup, but we are seeing it played now.
I like this move. I think take the advantage while they've got it. TurquoiseLink has no board presence and minimal cards in hand. And obviously, the longer this match goes on, the more it favors Link as well.
Yes.
Now, what does Mutagem... I was just thinking about that card. What does Mutagem actually do about Alien Guardians? Because you can't Belligerent Giant that, right?
You just Sower. You Sower and you block Lyris, and you let Lyris slowly kill your opponent. But yeah, Belligerent Giant is not a good answer.
Yeah, I mean, if they can keep this Lyris value going, it's going to... The match is going to keep in their favor, basically.
Okay, totally stacking up in one lane. Makes sense.
Well, they don't have any, you know, there's no Dawn's Wrath or Cradle Crush or anything for them to be worrying about.
Yeah, absolutely.
It allows them to get through that Aliad as well.
The only thing I could see
Now,
there...
a Night to Remember or Dark Rebirth will be a problem. Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. Definitely don't want to see that. But yeah, the game is basically a ticking time bomb now.
Yeah, completely. You know, Link just needs to find the few combo cards that they need, and then...
Okay, negated
off the races.
So we're seeing a shift in the momentum.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt if you're Mutagem.
Yeah, huge shift in the momentum. This is why I don't think this will be too controversial to say, but Alien Guardians is one of the most busted, overpowered cards in the game, because when you play it, you basically just win.
You are right.
I mean, it's just unfortunate. It's just the way it is.
But, you know, there are a lot of Alien Guardians in the Decklists channel on the Discord server.
Yeah,
so.
Oh, I know. I might just... I understand the play here with the Haunting Spirit.
Yeah, I agree with the Haunting Spirit as well.
Yeah, I don't know. This aspect of Hercene as a 12/12 guard does block the other Alien Guardians.
That is exactly where that Haunting Spirit needed to land.
Yeah. Good RNG. Good spirit.
Good spirit.
I smell the stench of the living.
So, I mean, Link has used two of their 3 aliens already by, you know, turn 10. So, unless they draw Night Remember or Dark Rebirth, Mutagem kind of doesn't have too many threats on the way until the combo starts going off. Ooh, well, never mind.
That's the only Mentor's Ring in this list, by the way.
Yes, so Link has now resigned to not getting their combo.
They do have Garnag. I was looking for a 5-cost. They do have Garnag.
I think this still favors Mutagem.
You think so?
I think so. Link's down to 1 card in hand. They've lost their ability to combo. They've gained a lot of health, yes. This Garnag's going to be a problem, though. It all just... Never mind. Just going to say it depends on the answer to the aspect there.
Yeah, what one noodle can do to a man.
Yeah. Very dangerous noodle. But that now means... that Link is off the Telvanni.
Yeah, it's 1-1. Yeah, I'm guessing they're
That's
kind
all
of...
in the middle of it.
Yeah, they're kind of in the
Understandably.
middle of it, yep.
Yeah. So we're back in, and Mutagem is on the Guildsworn that we were just talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks like a very traditional Guildsworn list. I'd imagine that many people watching this stream right now probably either have a deck like this or have made a deck like this in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got, Black Dragon in here is really interesting. Thaden. Love to see Thaden getting represented here.
Yeah, Thaden's here. I mean, we've got stuff to proc off of Thaden. Like, his end game is Manticora, Sothasil, Laneth, Vigilant Giant. So, lots of high-end health creatures. I don't see Divine Fervors in here to boost up health further, but I do see Hive Defender, which I always love to see. Although it's not alt art, but he'll get a pass on that.
That's alright. They can, yeah, miss out on the Drippy Defender.
Yeah. I mean, do you ring out a Guildsworn Apprentice here, or wait? Yes, you ring it out. And we see another Luzra. I think we've actually seen 3 Luzras today, which is cool to me because there is a lot of potential synergy with this card.
Yeah, I mean, she's a really, incredibly reliable 2-drop.
Yeah.
By the way, Link has just turned off Do Not Disturb, so I'm going to try Dual Spectate again, and we'll see if that works.
Sounds good.
No.
Didn't work.
No.
Weird.
Give me a moment.
Now, they do have the alt art Black Dragon, which is one of the coolest looking cards in the game.
I think that was the first alt art I ever got, actually, was the Black Dragon.
I don't have it.
Yeah. Black Dragon's a really interesting card because 5/5 for 4 with, a good Slad Flex is obviously great, but I can never look at it next to Piercing Twilight and think, I'd rather have the Black Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun, this is why I always recommend to people when you're making a deck and you don't know what to finish it with, just type in Unique into the search bar. I think that she just kind of fits in as a reliable 4-drop. 5/5 for 4 that has a cool effect that can potentially proc off. It's like, why not? Just toss it in.
But I think getting rid of these Daggerfall Mages here is almost doing Link a service, just getting that card out of their deck.
Yeah, because it's so bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, honestly, it could be. Thinning out people's decks is sometimes actually a benefit for them. Yeah, this is about to get very out of hand with the Atronachs.
Yes.
He's allowing this to be taken.
Oh, that Javelin coming one.
Yeah, if
one
he preserved
turn
the
too
ring
early.
charge.
And there go the mages. But as you say, that just brings Mighty Conjurings and Alfiques closer to the top, so...
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see if that's actually helpful or not.
Yeah, I'm thinking his play coming up is going to be, you kill the Black Dragon here, generate that Frost Atro. We don't know what's in TurquoiseLink's hand otherwise, but you might put a tome on the Frost Atronach, just because that'll force your opponent to use tome as well to kill the Frost Atronach.
That's true, although is it worth it for Mutagem to just Javelin the Atronach and kill the Conjurer?
Oh, it absolutely could be. But,
Because...
TurquoiseLink doesn't know about the Javelin.
Oh, no, not at all. But we'll have to see what happens.
Blood Dragon. Also a threatening pull. Ooh, Abner Tharn. Again, just like a turn too early.
See, I think if I'm Mutagem, I'm still thinking about just javeling that Atronach just to get the Conjurer off the board.
I am too, yeah. That would definitely be something I'd consider.
Lesser Ward, Wardcraft, Sentinel, Battle Mace all make that guy a problem the longer he sticks around.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get rid of him. Yeah, and so you javelin that, then you kill the Conjurer with Mage, you generate that tome, and then that tome sort of just sits as something that your opponent can see. Always remains available to buff something. Actually does break the rune as well, giving Link an extra card.
I do swing, yeah. Now, and I mean, with that tome as well, with what's on board, the Blood Dragon can be killed. It is going to take 3 of Mutagem's cards, though, if they choose to, equip the Tome to the Initiate and then double trade in.
Yeah, and I mean, TurquoiseLink can always put on the Tome of Alteration on his Blood Dragon as well.
Yeah,
that he's generated up top, so...
I'm looking at this Merrick in Mutagem's hand, and I'm not feeling confident that it's going to see any reasonable value for a while.
Mirak in his hand or in his deck list?
Sorry, Merrick.
Oh, Merrick.
Merrick
Gotcha.
as well.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I'm
no,
just not sure when that's going to happen currently.
It's going to be very tough. Looks like he's setting up Luzra for next turn, or maybe just a body on the board. He doesn't really have a good move here.
Well, I think if you Luzra and Cloud Rest over in the Shadow Lane, and then try playing Merrick next turn, Merrick gets the buff from Luzra, Luzra gets the buff from Merrick, and then that's 3 creatures getting equipped with items. That's not bad value.
It's not bad.
But you're also not dealing with the dragon-shaped problem over in the field lane either.
Yeah, and Blood Dragon is just a very powerful card. Like, what we were talking about earlier with just having a unique effect of being able to attack things in the other lane.
It's incredibly simple, but it's very, very powerful.
There's cards like Blood Dragon and False Incarnate as well. They're just super simple effect, but very powerful card. Up against the right deck.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, False Incarnate's another really good one as well.
You know, one of my favorite memories from Tesla, I can't remember if I was recording for this or not, but my opponent used... What's the gray shout? Dragon Aspect? My opponent used Dragon Aspect while I had a False Incarnate out, and they just killed themselves. Because they didn't regen health, and they just made my creature attack them in the face. And then, yeah, it was an instant death.
That can be a problem. And speaking of problems...
Yeah.
Do you like what I did there?
I did.
Mighty Conjuring is representing a lot of damage coming from Link.
As it does.
The light of the 3.
I mean, if you're Mutagem right now, you're praying for a Prophecy Javelin.
Oh, yeah, totally. Now, if Link just goes face with both of these, we are going to be seeing a pretty high-value Merrick next turn, but...
Harpy's also really good, and that does set up wonderfully for Merrick.
Does the same thing, absolutely. What are you hoping for off Merrick here, do you think? Oh,
yeah.
Never mind.
I was going to say, definitely not Stendar's Hammer. I tend to get that every time I play Merrick. I'm just like, why, dude? Why do you hate me?
The one I always get is Fork of Percolation.
Yeah, I do get
a 1-power creature.
Yeah, I get Fork quite a bit too. Yeah, Vigilant Giant, the best play that you can make there, really. Yeah. Not a whole lot to be done about this.
I think bouncing that Blood Dragon could be worth it for Mutagem here with the Belligerent.
Oh, he's got his own Belligerent. And that's 14 damage exactly, so... I mean, Javelin could come in handy, but I just don't see what Mutagem's follow-up is, even if he does get a Javelin, yeah.
Yeah, nicely done by Link there. Tidied up very quickly.
Well, the bright side is that Mutagem doesn't have to deal with that deck anymore.
No, absolutely not. So, we might see some Vivek action, potentially.
Yeah. Oh, there's So the Sill.
I'm not sure I want him on turn 2.
No, actually, Mutagem's hand is terrible.
Yeah, categorically, I think that's not a great starting hand for Mutagem.
And TurquoiseLink has a very, very competitive opening hand here. I mean, that just sucks.
Yeah.
That really does suck.
Do you take the Gambler? Because, you know that Mutagem has a fair few answers and the ring to Gambler here.
I like an early Gambler. I like getting Gambler down as soon as I can because I'm usually thinking my opponent isn't going to have an answer in their opening hand. So I would go for it, but, I understand not going for it.
Yeah.
Wild's Incarnate.
Wild's Incarnate.
Oh, no.
Oh,
that sucks.
I will say the one thing that Mutagem has going for them is definitely the ring this game, right? That gives them the best chance of getting Wilds Incarnate that they could reasonably ask for here. But they really just need something they can play for next turn.
Yeah, they have one of the worst hands that you could possibly have. It's like, how does this even happen?
13 cards that cost 7 or more is how this happens.
Yeah, and that's not greedy. That's not too greedy, I would say.
No, it's not too bad. There are 15 2 costs and 13 3 costs.
Yeah,
so,
like,
in theory, equal chances, but there are, 36 cards that cost more than 4?
yeah, I mean, I guess that is a bit greedy.
Yeah.
Oh.
And this is... I'll be very impressed by Mutagem if they can pull this one out.
I mean, Alfiq will be good to get down.
Alfiq will be good, and they can play that next turn.
Marin's Stake on Seducer. I mean, you don't really have time against this now to set up for like a Thaden board state.
No, I don't think Thaden's on Mutagem's mind at all at this point. And that Seducer just showed up one turn too late here.
Yeah. And to be clear, Mutagem, we're not laughing at you, or just laughing at the bad luck that you have with this hand. Like
whoever shuffles these decks is incredibly cruel.
Yeah, I've been there before, man.
Yeah. Now, Link's thinking about this gambler play. I don't know if I ditch the ward here. I think I keep it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I do not fear.
You keep
obviously that is probably a combo that they're aware of with, Pawnbroker going into the Corner Club Gambler, but I think that ward is just super valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you even play against this? I guess you ring out the Alfiq?
I think so, just for getting more than one creature on the board, especially with that Fighters Guild.
Now, the one thing that I will say is Link doesn't... Well, never mind. I was going to say Link doesn't have many cards that can really combat this, but I did totally forget about Corner Club there. And Link also knows that he's got these high cards in his endgame.
Yes.
So
I think Link's definitely looking for a quick game here.
Yeah, I think he's saving that Leaf Lurker Curse combo. He's even got Shadow Shift. I mean, there's not much you can do if you're Mutagem in this case.
I mean, I think what you're looking for if you're Mutagem here is probably Cradle Crush. Cradle Crush is okay.
Cradle Crush won't get the job fully finished. Actually, I think the best thing he could do, well, Phalanx Exemplar against Ogrim, but then because the Ogrim can't Shadow Shift over, but the Fighters Guild can Shadow Shift over.
True.
So at the end of the day, yep, and there we go.
I think what Mutagem really needed was an Unstoppable Rage in hand. Get that Seducer down, and then set up the Rage the following turn.
Cloud Rest will actually come in handy here.
Oh, Cloud Rest is really good here. I mean, it can be removed with Curse Leaf Lurker, but then Link's doing basically nothing else with their turn.
Yeah. He also has Ancano coming up.
I think you have to remove it if you're Link as well.
Mm-hmm. Although you do have 8 damage in the left lane, so you could just ignore it. But why would you at this point?
No, I think I'd rather go for the safer route and avoid, a potential Cradle Crush plus something else, or Skaven or whatever. Now, what are we going to see from Mutagem here? Bruma? Okay.
I mean, Bruma makes sense to get some health back, but it's kind of... I mean, he's playing as a courtesy at this point.
Yeah, yes. Because that Dust Eater Skirmisher can just kill the Alfiq with Guard.
Yeah. So yeah, you get 7, but there's... Yeah. Just a bit too
Yeah.
much damage that was presented, and just an unfortunate opening hand. I mean, I really felt bad for
Yeah,
him.
it's gotta feel bad when you have that many 8+ cards.
Yeah,
But good game to both of you there. TurquoiseLink,
Absolutely.
of course, moving on to the next round.
I'll be watching from Link's perspective.
Alright, so we've got Tribunal versus Telvanni here. This is
okay.
also probably bound to be a long one.
Yeah, probably. I think Link is thinking about keeping this Uprising in hand right now. Okay, shuffled it back.
Okay. Well, I can sort of report on what Personofsecrets is doing here. They've got Barrowstalker, Crushing Blow, Edict, and Alfiq in the hand currently.
Okay.
So, probably Barrowstalker next turn. I have just been kicked from the match. Give me a second.
Gotta love it.
And Personofsecrets should have friend requested you, or accepted your request now as well, by the way.
Oh, yep. Cool.
I smell the
Well, I'll
the
dip out of the
living.
match really quick then as well.
Yeah.
Apologies for
Again,
the technical...
apologies.
Yeah, we're both on it.
Minor technical difficulties, but
Yes.
we will be hopefully set up for the next few rounds without a hitch.
Okay, I can see both of them now.
Excellent.
Odd that you'd get kicked from the
Right.
match, though.
Coming in. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. It is a Bethesda game. You can't expect it to work properly all the time.
That's true. Even if it wasn't made by them, it's still got their energy about it.
Yeah.
I bark and birth. This is interesting.
I keep a spare blade in my boot.
Alright, well, I can't see Personofsecrets' hand now.
Oh,
We've swapped, but that's alright. We'll bear with it for now.
in friend requesting me, they must have removed you.
Yeah, I guess so. Understandable, really.
So yeah, it looks like we're doing some sort of tribunal thing.
Mm-hmm. That's
And-
very astute of you.
Yep. TurquoiseLink, though, I mean, they've got Genius Pathmage in hand, they've got Uprising in hand.
Mm.
They're getting their combo pieces.
I mean, what, there are like a Nixox and a Laneth away, and they can probably already get going.
Yeah, and they've got
So-
Camel in hand, too, so...
Yeah.
I think he's debating, like, Vipering, maybe? Vipering the Flame Atronach that Personofsecrets
Yes.
has.
Now, Secrets does have an Alfiq in hand, don't they?
Yes.
Mm.
I think they might be... Okay, getting another Viper there's good, because that means that you can use the one that you've got now. But yeah, holding on to that Ice Storm, I guess, to anticipate the Alfiq or anything, really.
Well, Ice Storm doesn't really do much against the Alfiq, though, if they've got the Storm Atronach, right?
Yeah, it won't
They
do
just
anything
pop the
huge.
ward.
Yeah.
So, like, it's probably not worth playing the Ice Storm rushing into it right now, but I'm not sure it's going to stay relevant for long either.
Yeah, true. I guess it depends on when they play the Alfiq, because if they play the Alfiq now,
I hate this crowd.
and they don't have an Atronach,
Or-
they would just be a Flame Atro.
And that would be a good value Ice Storm.
Yeah.
And there's Sun and Shadow. So, here's the thing. Link is very well set up for their combo, but they are facing down 12 damage,
Yeah.
5 of which is warded, so...
You could even push 13 if you wanted to do the Steel Dagger on something.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you Sun and Shadow for try find an answer?
Or you just rely on the heart of the cards.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, because as far as answers go, what has TurquoiseLink got up their sleeve? So a Cruel Firebloom could take out that Flame Atronach. But I mean, Sun and Shadow into Cruel Firebloom, at that point you probably just play the Ice Storm.
right? Yeah, I mean, he does have a really good hand for this combo, but when face down with this board state, he does have to make some decisions he might not want to. And yeah, Thorn Hist Mage to block.
Hist Mage, reasonable.
But that's really the best you can do here, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree. And I think you try maybe set up to Territorial Viper that Emmerich next turn.
You could set that up. I'm wondering if Person of Secrets is going to kill their Flame Atronach using this new guard here. And then play the Alfiq.
And then Alfiq. You will know, I don't. Does Person of Secrets have Conjuring in hand?
They do not have Conjuring in hand. They've got actually Varen Aquilarius in hand. And Mehrunes Dagon Seducer.
Okay. So that's at least one less thing for Link to be worrying about. Not that they know they don't need to be worried, but...
Yeah. I think also they have a Sorcerer's Negation in hand. I don't know if Person of Secrets is planning on negating the Thorn Hist Mage and then just pushing 7 damage towards face. Or what? What else?
I think I would swing through with the Atronach. Oh no, never mind. 7 to face.
There we go. And then maybe you just establish your either Varen or your Seducer. Looks like we're going for Seducer.
Seducer.
I might have gone Varen there, just because Varen is a 4/6 instead of a 3/6, so you could get that extra damage. But Mehrunes Dagon Seducer does have Breakthrough, which is important to remember.
So I think for Link here, well, you don't necessarily have to Ice Storm. You can clean up that field lane just by trading.
Yeah, and then how do you deal with Emmerich, though?
I mean, you can double Territorial Viper.
I would do Blackhand Messenger, Territorial Viper.
I just wonder if you'd rather save that Messenger, because obviously playing that Messenger, you're not going to get any of the drain.
It's true, yeah, but...
I wonder if you'd rather hold it to when you can drain.
No, that's a good point.
They do have 3 Vipers in hand. But then again, as far as their good answers go, the only other real ones are what? Sorcerer's Negation?
Yeah.
Just thinking about, future turns and what using those Vipers now means.
He is going... here's the thing with Blackhand Messenger, too. Well, no, I guess that wouldn't matter. But if you do decide to use that Ice Storm, you get to kill your Blackhand Messenger, and then you get the drain.
Bro, that's a good point. Oh, and there's Lana.
Discounted as well.
So, again, Link is beautifully set up to combo off, but...
Yeah, but can he? Person of Secrets just drew a Channeled Storm, so not really the best card that they were looking for here.
Do you use that Channeled Storm just to get rid of the Messenger, prevent that health gain?
Yeah, that could be good. That could definitely be good. I think they're going to do Alfiq this turn, though. Finally get that Storm Atro down.
Man, this is going to be a tough one for Link. I think, Link can sort of keep pushing through for the next couple of turns, but I think at some point they're going to run out of answers.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Territorial Viper again. You've got Ice Storm Viper, I guess.
Although that still leaves that Storm Atronach, though,
yeah, the
right?
Storm Atronach is definitely a problem. Maybe you do Sun and Shadow on your Blackhand Messenger.
Uh-huh.
And then you pull out... Well, oh, he's got a Ring Charge, so he has 11 Magicka. So yeah, you could do Sun and Shadow, pulls out a Negation. And then you... Well, man, I don't know. Now I'm doubting myself.
So you could, Laneth for a Sanctuary Pet, but that's not doing enough either.
Right, that's not doing enough. I want to... this feels like one of those puzzles. It feels like there's a way to win this. Or stay alive for one turn, like those kind of puzzles. But
another issue here as well is you could go for the Hail Mary Ulfric's Uprising,
I was just looking at that, yeah.
but Link has 10 cards in hand.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, Fingers of
Oh.
the Mountain. Oh, Sanctuary Pet, yeah.
Sanctuary Pet. What else, though?
You can't do anything else with Sanctuary Pet if you decide to play that.
The victory is
Yeah.
yours.
Yeah, that's gonna do it.
I mean, the Merchant's Camel, I respect the play. You know, you could have gotten
Yeah.
something game-changing there potentially, but...
I think that was probably the most reasonable play they could have made, realistically.
Yep.
You know, they could have gone for the Uprising, but that would have only actually drawn them one card, and you have no idea what it was. At least Camel allows you to
choose what you
filter
want.
a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very curious to watch that one back again and, like, just see...
Yeah, I
See if there
mean,
was a
as we
way.
get, you know, we're top 16 now, and as we were saying, these are both tournament veterans.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's becoming more and more those tiny little differences in putting a creature in a certain lane or picking a certain card off Camel. Those are now making bigger and bigger differences.
Yep.
And it looks like they're already straight back into the next one.
Nice.
Okay. So we now have control versus control. So
Oh god. Okay. This is gonna be
what?
a match. Can you see Person of Secrets' hand this time?
I can see both hands.
Okay, good. Glad that we're looking at the same the same thing.
Got there eventually.
Yeah. The Cruel Fire Blooms.
TurquouiseLink's hand is a bit of a mess here.
Yeah, TurquoiseLink definitely doesn't have a hand that I'd consider to be good. Kind of the same problem that Mutagem ran into.
Yeah, exactly. And these, you know, all of the cards in Link's hand are very strong and very important. But
Yeah, I mean,
they,
there's
you know, they don't have much to do with them.
Yeah, I don't think there's any chance that he doesn't make it to using those cards eventually.
Oh, absolutely.
But oh my god, I mean, Double Fingers of the Mountain, Cruel Fire Bloom, like he's very heavy on the removal in hand right now.
Yes, but so is Person of Secrets.
Yeah.
So
Person of
we may
Secrets-
be here for a second.
Is he gonna... Okay.
Okay.
Marked Man gets
Marked
the
Man.
makeshift defenses. Smart. Does TurquoiseLink have support removal in this list?
That is a great question. Let me investigate. TurquoiseLink, House Salvani. No.
Wow. So
No support removal.
makes a lot of sense why he chose that Cruel Fire Bloom on the Tower Alchemist immediately now, because he understands... Oh god, I mean, this is about to get...
Yeah, this is already getting ridiculous.
The Tower
But I
Alchemist.
almost wonder why Link didn't ban this list.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he just feels confident that once he gets that Ayleid Guardian down with the Knight to Remember, that is going to be tough to deal with.
That is true. But, you know, Goldbrand with those two support matters cards on the board can
Yeah.
deal with Ayleids relatively quickly.
Yeah, and I mean, he's got Javelins, he's got Dawn's Wrath.
And I do wonder if Link sort of was relying on the Belligerent Giant in their Battle Mage list to help deal with this support mage.
Yeah, and Person of Secrets, I mean, just killing it with the support mage
Yeah.
right now.
Absolutely tearing through that altar chain.
Yeah, you get down Orb, and now you have access to all of these... Oh, he's not even going to use it. You have access to all of the busted cards, though, that Link has access to now in Telvanni. So,
Yeah.
I mean, imagine Person of Secrets draws an Ayleid Guardians in their support mage list.
Oh,
like,
God.
it's kind of over at that point.
Even just Knight Remember or Dark Rebirth on a Cauldron Keeper is really good as well. You know, getting that extra value out of an orb or whatever if you can't find your Tower Alchemist.
Yeah, absolutely.
Debates Experiments on a Cauldron Keeper?
Oh my god.
Is that something we're going to see? I think...
I would love to see that.
I mean, Personal Secrets will be in an amazing place if they get to that point, I think.
Okay, Genius
That
Path
Genius
Mage
Path
gets a
Mage.
3-cost out.
The Black Hand sees
Okay.
all.
Yeah, that's a great one for them to get.
Yep. Shrieking Harpy, though, continues the Altar Chain, and Cast into Time as well is really good here. What's your next move if you're Person of Secrets? Okay, that's your next move.
I don't know. I guess play Barrow Stalker, I think.
I think that's a big admission that you just use Cast into Time on a 4/4 Genius Path Mage, though. Like, that's telling TurquoiseLink that, hey, buddy, I have way too many removal cards already, and I have enough to deal with anything you put down.
Yeah, well, especially since, as we were talking about before, there's minimal reanimate tech in Link's deck.
Yeah.
It's not like there's any actual reason for that other than just getting that thing off the board. You know, they could have used a Javelin there.
Yeah, I would have preferred to use a Javelin, because then, I mean, you could at least get one of these Ayleid Guardians out of the discard pile.
Yes.
When that's eventually laid down. Although, Person of Secrets does not know that there is an Ayleid Guardian in hand. Really?
I think I take Doppelganger here. I think I just try and get to the Nyx Ox combo.
Yeah, just a tricky... I don't know.
I can
Tricky
see the
selection
argument
of
for
cards.
negation as well, especially since Link doesn't have much removal in a hand other than fingers.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they take the Doppelganger.
And I mean, Martin is the fun play, but it's the wrong play.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know that Person of Secrets is, you know, running removal up the wall, basically.
It's another Cast into Time. Actually, Person of Secrets is going to run into the problem of overdraw pretty soon here. They just...
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you know, those camels can be dangerous.
Ooh, that's really good, because now he's got Ramp in Support Mage.
That is slightly terrifying, actually.
Yeah. So, okay. His altar is at 6. What 6 drops does he have in his Support Mage list?
I believe the main one is the Conjuration Tutor, which has already been played.
Okay.
I will double check if there's any others, but I believe that's the main synergy. Yeah, it's just a single Conjuration Tutor.
Maybe that's why he's holding off on playing it, because it would just generate a sweet roll.
Yeah, correct. Well, obviously the synergy there is Tutor into Lava Atronach if you can get Cauldron Keeper down with the altar, but...
Yeah.
As it stands, we're just getting the Ayleids on the board.
Okay, double Dawn's Wrath is good.
I mean, do you start using your Javelins yet? I kind of don't think Person of Secrets necessarily needs to.
I don't think he needs to at all.
Ooh, I really like that play.
Ooh, the early journey.
That is
to get...
devastating. Wow. And Link doesn't have any answer to that.
No. I mean, that was beautifully done.
And now, of course, the next trigger on the altar is going to summon Lava Atronachs.
Mm-hmm. And that sucks to see if you're TurquoiseLink. I mean, what can you do against that with this hand? You can't do anything. You just have to sit and watch.
I think you Uprising. Yeah.
Yeah, Uprising is
probably
the
the
best
deal
call.
with Lava Atronachs is just more Ayleids, I think.
Yeah, I mean... Ooh, yeah, okay. I would keep the Harpy. Because you know that you're about to get a bunch of Lava Atronachs, but I guess it's a higher value Uprising this way.
I mean, yeah, that is an incredibly dominating board from Link there.
Yeah.
Do you just take the Dawn's Wrath in the field lane?
Shadow Lane.
Oh! Shadow Lane, okay.
I think that makes sense.
I mean, obviously keeping that tutor alive.
Yeah, I was going to say, you want to keep the tutor alive. Without a doubt. Channeled Storm is kind of sitting dormant. That's the only card I think isn't doing anything now. It actually uses a Piercing Javelin on just a lowly Shrieking Harpy.
Right this way.
Ooh.
This pulls out a 7.
This is going to be a Nyx Ox?
7 and a Nyx Ox.
Hang on.
And
Hang on a second.
and we're pulling out a 9 drop.
I don't know it all.
There she is, yep.
Has Link got it already?
He's gonna have to... Well, yeah, he's got it, yeah. I mean, the Guardians actually aren't going to be doing a whole lot here, are they?
No. So what, do you grab a charge creature now?
I think you grab... If I'm him... Oh, okay.
Another
Uprising.
uprising. Okay.
I was going to say negation on the Conjuration Scholar, but he must not be too worried about that.
Well, I think Link's going for lethal.
Oh, you think so? Oh, yeah, yeah. Just grab the charged creature in the ring.
Because, I mean, there's plenty of board presence here.
Yeah.
There's the Viper. Does he have enough time?
He's going to have to be quick with his moves.
Oh, yes.
There's the Viper.
Viper. Ring. Send everything face.
I don't know if it's actually enough, though. 10 in
Ooh,
field lane.
that was...
Yeah, that's not enough damage. Is it? No.
Okay. There was a slight misplay there, I think.
Oh, was there?
It didn't matter. Well, they could have swung with one of the Nixoxes instead of the Alien Guardian and kept the Alien alive.
Yeah. I mean, now
Instead of a Nixox.
what does Link do now? I mean, he's
Exactly.
He's done the thing, but you do... I think Dawn's Wrath field lane, and then...
Yeah, I think you have to Dawn's Wrath here. I don't think you can risk leaving any...
And he's got that... Oh, he's doing Ice Storm. Double Ice Storm. Okay, that's the same... That's better. That's much better.
Yeah.
And Elixir of Vitality probably needs to go down.
Oh, man. Yeah, what does Link do at this point?
Gets the sweet roll.
Classic.
Yep, classic. Yeah, I don't think
that
there's
was
a whole lot of hope here.
That was an incredible turn from Link there, but...
Yeah, it was. It was just those Atronachs serve basically as 2 Alien Guardians themselves because of the ward. So, yeah, I mean, you were dealing with a brick wall there to get through. Oh, well. He has a ring charge, and he can get Alien Guardians out this turn.
I'm thinking about Black Hand Messenger Knight to remember.
Yeah, that could be good.
Because you can, well, you know, on the second summon, you can use it to kill itself for that little bit of reach, and I think at this point, every small amount of damage that Link's able to get in is incredibly important.
Yeah, I would agree.
Ooh.
Laneth into what? Tower Alchemist makes sense, because then you've got Cauldron Keeper, and it's just GG.
Yeah, I think that's the lock at that point.
I mean, this truly was a battle of who can get to their combo first, and I think Person of Secrets had an easier combo to get off.
Well, with those Lava Atronachs being sort of a mini combo of their own.
Yeah.
Person of Secrets that was enough.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean...
That's going to do it.
27 health and all runes versus 13, but he just quit. Because he knew that he wasn't going to be able to deal with that. Crazy. Really highlights the value of support removal.
True. Perhaps Link will bring... Well, no, actually, I suppose Person of Secrets is now on to their last deck. Already.
Oops. Yeah, Person of Secrets won the first one.
Yes, Person of Secrets is winning 2-0.
Yes.
So I believe that means Person of Secrets is now on their own Telvanni.
Okay.
I'll just double check the bans here, but...
Yeah, and I mean... TurquoiseLink really just had, like... He had a bad opening hand. I mean, it had a lot of the things that he needed. But he had an opening hand that was much like Mutagem's, where it was just over-costed. And he couldn't do a whole lot. He had those 2 Cruel Fire Blooms, and he used them fairly quickly. Because he didn't really have much else he could do. So Yeah, kind of like a late game combo versus the earlier combo that that Person of Secrets was able to get off.
Now, we are back into it now. And TurquoiseLink has brought their Battle Mage deck instead of trying with Nixox again.
Probably the right move.
Yeah, I think just trying to rush down this opposing Telvanni deck is the best opportunity that Link has.
Yeah.
To sort of get a win under their belt.
I smell the
Yeah, and I mean,
scent
normally
of
the
living.
Nixox combo is very powerful, but yeah, he just was in a matchup that did not favor it.
Just those Lava Atronachs completely didn't run.
This is interesting.
Now, Link's got a lot of good cards in hand, but kind of looking at Person of Secrets board states, I don't really want to use... You know, I don't want to use a Hlalu Sharpshooter right now.
No, yeah, and I don't want to use a Harpy either just on like Barrow Stalker, because it's going to get killed if you play it field lane by the Thieves Guild Recruit.
Now, Person of Secrets does have a fairly expensive looking half of their hand here.
They
so
do, yeah. Temple
maybe Link will be
Conjurer,
able to take advantage.
yeah, Temple Conjurer will be good for tempo to get down.
Yes, absolutely. Although that lightning bolt, ooh, Link's already using it.
Yeah. And Daggerfall Mage coming down.
I don't know.
Okay.
That one.
Ring Charge.
The light
Yep.
of the three.
Ring Charge Temple Conjurer.
Do you just bolt at this point?
You might.
Okay. No, I can. Yeah, I can see the argument for both there.
I mean, potentially we're going to see a quick match, or... Well, I don't think it's going to go long, but...
If I fall,
Well,
reclaim.
I mean, TurquoiseLink really needs to just, like, slow down what's happening here, and they do have a lot of ways in hand to do that, definitely.
Yeah.
And, you know, Person of Secrets is kind of running out of steam as far as things they can actually do in the next 5 turns or so.
Yeah, Cradle Crush is a really, really good answer here. I would have put the Daggerfall in Shadow Lane, just to deal with the Blood Dragon further, but... Obviously you can't know what's going to happen there.
No. But, I mean, yeah, Link's done a really good job of just cleaning up with just those 2 cards.
Yeah.
Full Extortionist is a really interesting card to see here.
That is super interesting.
Rewards you will pay.
I mean, I like
Now
to see
there's
it.
a
I
profit. Yeah,
actually
yeah.
did not have this card for the longest time.
Yeah, well, there's no squish or anything similar in Person of Secrets deck here.
No, but what he's really doing is forcing TurquoiseLink to be on the defensive here.
Oh, absolutely, and it's working. It's definitely working for him.
Yeah, I mean, Link has all of these options that he can use to deal with this. This is not a lethal threat by any means. Shrieking Harpy on the Torval Extortionist. You can use your Blood Dragon to kill either the Temple Conjurer or the Thieves Guild Recruit. I'd probably go with the Conjurer. And then what does that leave you? You've got Lightning Bolt that you could use on something else to ward things off. Doesn't know about the Lightning Bolt yet.
Do you just play Mighty Conjuring in the Shadowland?
Maybe. I mean, this threat of
That's
the 5 damage over
look
here
like
combined
that.
with the Lightning Bolt, if he doesn't do anything about that, he's dead.
So that's going to be a shackle there, as you said. Conjurer, into
Firebolt.
Firebolt?
Yeah, Firebolt on there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
No.
No. I mean, that's still fine
That's fine.
momentarily.
It's okay, yeah.
This Tazcad's a real issue, though.
That Tazcad, yeah. Honestly, what I would do right now, he's playing Battle Mage, so he doesn't have any drain. I think that's what Person
No.
of Secrets has recognized here.
Yes.
I would do Lightning Bolt on face, and then I'd swing with the Mage first, and then Lightning Bolt face, and then you just set up for that Tazcad next turn.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
And it seems like Person of Secrets does too.
And you set up the Brotherhood Slayer somewhere. I don't know where, but just get another body on board. I mean, you're setting up for
I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. I guess No, they've already used the Firebolt. I was going to say they could ping the Conjurer and then drop Mighty Conjurer in the Shadow lane, and that would be a guard in both lanes.
That would be, yeah.
But they already used the Firebolt, so... You know, we know with Caster Vision that that's it already.
God's take.
I don't think there's anything that stops Tazcade here.
No, I don't think so either. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's as far as Link goes, as far as Link knows, excuse me, that's the best they could do. But
yeah, and it wasn't a bad play or anything. But you see that ring get broken, and you see the 9 cost, you're like, shit.
Yeah, that's gonna do it. Personofsecrets 3-0 into the top 8. I mean, just an incredible sweep from Personofsecrets there. Definitely some bad luck with some of the draws on Link's part.
Yeah, I felt like Link didn't have the best draws in the whole world during those 3 matches.
No, I'd agree with
Definitely
that.
not a slight on Personofsecrets at all. You know, they played
no,
super
of
well.
Course not. Yeah. And I mean, especially as you were saying with that Talvani deck, I think they just realized that Battle Mage has effectively no health gain. The Talvani deck doesn't look specifically aggressive, but they pivoted to that, and it paid off beautifully for them.
Yeah, I mean, if you can push damage, you might as well.
Yeah, absolutely, I would agree with that.
Wow.
So, there we go. First top 8 contenders already.
That is awesome.
It looks like CivilMarauder and Avenged Fish are going at it.
I am not friended with Avenged Fish, but I will pop in to watch CivilMarauder.
Okay. Sounds good.
Oh, what a board
What are you looking at? Oh, whoa. Okay, this is certainly something to come into.
Oh my god. 1 HP left.
But they've got that 6/6 with Drone.
Can somebody explain to me why CivilMarauder has an elixir of vigor in their hand? Oh, it's the Mudcrab Merchant.
It'll be a Mudcrab Merchant.
That is disrespectful. That is a disrespectful thing to give somebody. Can you come back from this? Bruma Profiteer.
It's going to be close.
Yep, Bruma Profiteer. Redoran Forerunner. Grizzly Gourmet. Is that enough health gain?
It's going to be really close.
Prepare something special for them.
Get rid of that.
I know a shortcut.
That's enough.
That is enough for now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Aim be true.
And there's no way for Avenged Fish to deal with that Redoran Forerunner currently.
I love this alt art Redoran Forerunner. It's really cool.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it.
As somebody who never participates in events, I don't have like any alt art cards, so
Nothing like a good battle.
Man, this one's going to be really close, I think.
Oh, yikes! GG.
Is that it?
That's
That
it.
is.
Wow.
Death by
Mercenary.
Sleep, surely. No!
Oh, Mercenary Captain though, out of nowhere.
It's a real interesting card, that one, because, it works similarly to Divine Fervor, but it's also establishing a body, which can be super important.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you're playing something tribal like that. I mean, you can mix in a bunch of other things.
I'm not sure if that was their last match, or where they're at. I guess we'll keep an eye out.
I mean, that last match between Personofsecrets and TurquoiseLink was really quick, so...
Yes. Yeah, definitely efficient on that one,
yes.
I would say. Sort of reading through the Discord, yesterday I've sort of been browsing through the Discord for this tournament, and, everyone's being incredibly positive and talking about all these memories that they have with the game, and it's really incredibly special to see everyone sort of celebrating while we still have the chance.
Yeah, the Wily Kiva is a card I've never played myself outside of Arena. So seeing that here is interesting.
I see it played by a lot of people who I know are better at the game than me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to trust that it's there for a reason.
I'm gonna trust that it's okay. I mean, at 2-4. 2-4 for 2. It's not bad.
Well, just the fact that it's so sticky, right? It's really hard to get rid of, and if you're running some sort of token-based list with lots of buff effects, which it kind of looks like Civil is here,
Yeah.
then it can be really annoying to get rid of.
I'll whip them into shape.
Getting that Iliac Sorcerer down is huge, too.
Mm-hmm.
Gavel of the Ordinator.
Yeah, strapping that Sorcerer with a Gavel, I think, is a great play here.
Does that work? Because the wielder is immune to damage this turn. So will that even pop the ward?
Ooh. You know what? You're probably right.
We of the Reach adapt and survive.
Boomfang. That's just strength, so no ward there. I think that would have been really great value for Avenged Fish if that
Oh,
had
yeah.
had, you know, a Sentinel Battle Mace or something.
I like seeing the Doomfang ally, though. I think this is a very interesting match that we've stumbled into here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, looking at the lists, Avenged Fish is on kind of, you know, those sort of Atronach mid-range battle mage that we've seen a couple of times today now.
Yep.
And Civil Marauder.
Ooh, Earthbone Spinner. Smart move.
Yeah, that's a great answer to the Sorcerer there.
Do you not fear me, Walter? You should.
Okay, so Civil Marauder's list tops out at Soul of Revenge at 5.
Yeah, I figured that this was about the highest that it went when I looked at
Shed
it.
some light on the problem.
So definitely two sort of more aggressive, I guess mid-grow, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, some people hate that term apparently, but we will have to see how this matchup goes.
I mean, do you just keep hitting face? Because you're about to run out of steam here.
I think you do. I think you've got to if you're Civil.
Yeah.
And what that also means is that either Fingers or Cradle Crush is going to be devastating.
I will push them back.
I think splitting up the lanes was a good call there.
Yes, I think the awareness of a potential Cradle Crush is probably on Civil's mind right now.
Yeah, and it looks like here comes the Cradle Crush.
Or is it going to be Fingers?
Ooh, Rapid Shot. Fingers.
I think it might be Fingers here. Yeah. You can see it twitching.
Yeah.
And then take out the Rift Thane, and then trade into the Windkeep.
Yeah, either or.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, very nicely done by Avenged Fish there.
Yeah, and now Civil Marauders just got to be waiting for prophecies.
Yeah, I mean, there's not even a Triumphant Jarl to be looking forward to for
Nope.
Civil here, so...
Do you put the Bruma Profiteer down as bait in the field lane? Like
to
hit
be
this.
traded into by the ally?
Yeah, just like hit this instead of hitting me.
No, I think Civil wants to be hit right now.
He probably does want to lose a bit of HP.
He's got a source of health gain in hand. Really what he needs is card advantage. And I think letting Avenged Fish trade into his Bruma is just losing another card that could be giving him board presence.
That's very true. Do you have a favorite card background? Because right now I see that Avenged Fish is rocking the top 100 legend background, and Civil Marauder is rocking the regular legend background.
Incorrect. Avenged Fish has the top 10 and Civil has the top 100.
Oh, I thought that one was just for finishing legend, the purple one.
Nice. Sweet.
No, there's a non-animated version that is for finishing Legend. The animated version is top 100.
Oh,
And then the special the one that Avenged Fish has is top 10.
gotcha. Okay, wires crossed.
Yeah. I mean, I like the House Lalo one,
Than your eyes.
just because it's Lalo.
Yeah.
There's one I've seen it in the wild maybe twice, and it's got, I think it's got the steed sign on the back, and it's animated.
That
I don't know
familiar.
where it came from. It might have been an event or something, but I think that one's really pretty.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's not one that you can just get normally, and as I say, I've seen it maybe twice ever.
Yeah, I see card
What
backs
about
all
you?
the time where I'm like, I don't even know where this one came from. I'm actually not a big fan of the Gray Fox card background. I don't think
I was just going to say.
Yeah, I don't think it looks as good as it could. I do really like the 25-year anniversary one. I'm very upset that I never got that one. I remember when that background released too, because it was the Elder Scrolls 25-year anniversary, and yeah, I just wasn't playing Legends at the time, and I was like, I'll log in and get that, and then I just never did.
Missing out.
Yeah.
Now, as far as this match is going, I mean, Avenged Fish isn't in great shape.
Yeah, you can see Avenged Fish's cards. I cannot.
Ah, I see. Avenged Fish, I think, has to play... Well, yeah, no, they have to play a Harpy here.
Here's the problem. Okay, well, never mind. The Harpy was a good idea.
Yeah, I think that saved them.
Yeah.
I think CivilMarauder's best possible draw is Sower of Revenge.
Sower would be really good. Apprentice Necromancer, though, actually allows you to get 4 cards in the Shadow Lane, and then you could use Rift Thane to kill your Haunting Spirit to transfer the buff onto something else.
Ooh, I do like that play.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say the problem was.
I think Civil does as well. Because again, it's that whole thing of Battle Mage has no health gain.
Yep, and now he has a 7/6 Apprentice Necromancer.
Do you push for 1?
I don't even think you do, because you've got...
Well, what are you fearing, though?
That's a good point, too. I don't know. I think just having, like, not even Prophecy, but just, like, another Cradle Crush would be annoying because it would kill your Rift Thane. So just the potential of him having more cards against you is the main problem.
Here's what may happen here. Avenged Fish can play Aspect of Her Scene as a 12/12 guard.
Oh, okay.
And Civil doesn't really have many good answers to that in their deck. Although it's looking like it might be Lazra Conjuring instead. No, Aspect, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's no Javelins, there's no Edicts.
Yeah, and that leaves you in a pretty bad spot. Is he debating Charge to push damage?
Oh, I think Charge is incorrect. I think if I'm Avenged Fish right now, I am checking Civil's list.
Yeah, that's probably what he's doing, because Charge doesn't make any sense because you just lose on the spot.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I was just wondering why he was waiting, but... Ooh, Sower. Oh, man. If you had one more card...
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's brutal, that Sower.
Yeah.
Although, I think what Sower does mean is that Civil doesn't lose next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Avenged Fish would have definitely started pushing. But I think the Sower coming down might change that slightly.
Yeah, I think Sorcerer has to kill the... yeah, that one. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. Discerning Thief.
You should.
What do you do now? Conjuring?
La da da dee da.
Looks like Lazra Conjuring.
Or Belligerent?
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So then you take off the Sorcerer.
Yeah, now you just secure yourself a beautiful board state. You don't have to hit him. You can wait.
What are you looking at here? 14, 17, 22. So already lethal on board, but as you say, like Avenged Fish can just wait, play a Mighty Conjuring.
Yeah.
Completely secure it.
Raiding
Party's
Party.
not what you want to see right now.
It's not what you want to see, but it is face damage.
That's true. I suppose at this point, every little bit counts.
Yeah.
Again, I think another Soul of Revenge is the best thing that can happen to Civil here.
Yeah. I mean, like, you have to play Sower here.
Do you not fear me?
Yeah, 100%.
You can't not do that.
I guess there's no need to rush raiding party right now.
No. The only thing I'm thinking is it gives you 2 charge creatures that, you know, they cost nothing. So push comes to shove, you could use them to kill another creature with a last gasp effect against the wall of the lane, if you need to.
Like, I guess my thinking is that Civil's going to be at 11 Magicka next turn, and his highest cost cards cost 5.
Yeah.
So, in some ways, holding that raiding party to maybe, you know, sort of hide that in your hand, not reveal that you've got that tiny little bit of reach. That
Be... absolutely no need to use it immediately.
Yeah.
I just think it's a very interesting card to have in hand.
Oh, absolutely, and I think, you know, it could definitely pull something out for Civil here.
And he's Avenged Fish. They're
Careful there, friend.
debating whether or not to kill with the Belligerent or with the Cradle Crush to preserve the Cradle Crush's life. I would have put the ward on Cradle Crush now.
I think getting that breakthrough is potentially more valuable.
Yeah, I guess. Wow.
Man. CivilMarauder has a, 1 in 60 chance of drawing that other Soa.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's too late at this point. There's nothing that the raiding party can really do. I mean, it can pop ward off of stuff, but, like, you can't kill the Lava Atronach.
No. In fact, you can't kill anything now, currently.
I guess it shouldn't be a surprise that Lava Atronachs and Alien Guardians have kind of been the big playmakers this tournament.
Yeah, not super unexpected to see, but you know, it works. It's effective, clearly.
Yeah. What would you think of a new effect for Soa of Revenge? Last gasp, your opponent dies.
Oh, now I think that might face just like a touch of resistance.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we should do it.
Especially since its current last gasp is very similar to that already.
Yeah, I think we should just take it to the extreme.
Okay, I see. No, I think that's reasonable for a 5 cost.
You know, it would be, yeah, I think it should be 0 cost.
I mean, if Unite's a 3 cost,
yeah,
you know, it does the same thing.
I've always said, like, I would love goofy cards like that in the game. Like, imagine, like, a 2-cost action. It just, you play it and you just lose. Like, it'd be a way funnier thing to do than conceding.
You're right. It would be much funnier. I don't know how much play it would see.
It probably wouldn't see any play, but it'd be a funny, like, imagine you're playing, I don't know, like Monk, and on turn 2 you put down your Corner Club Gambler, and then you discard, like, I don't know, the card would be called Maintenance Mode, and you know, you just discard that in your discard pile.
Yeah, no, I get that. But then, you know, your opponent can of course Grey Fox that Maintenance Mode.
Yeah, then they could just off themselves with it.
Yeah, well, in which case, well, once you draw it with Grey Fox, its name changes to January 30th.
Yeah. Oh god. No, I get it. Again, they're in the whole thing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So Civil is on the Redoran again, determined. Although I suppose Civil has to keep playing on the Redoran, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, he's had these 2 wins under his belt for a while. I do like Civil's starting hand here. Ooh.
Mouth paws.
I mean, if you take the Murkwater, the Servant of Jacquejet is just going to silence it.
That's a good point, yeah. I mean, the other thing with the Servant of Jacquejet is that it's just a 4/4 for 3.
Yeah.
And given that given Civil's game plan, that's not necessarily a bad idea either.
Right. Ooh, that's good.
Ooh, that's a great pickup there.
Yeah, you get to preserve your Relentless Raider if you want.
And I mean, you'd rather keep the Mudcrab Merchant than a second Nord Firebrand, right? It's a 1/2 over a 1/1.
Yeah.
So I think you send both of them into the Wardcrafter. Yep.
I think you do.
And looks like
Maybe,
Civil
do you push just face damage here? No. If you push face damage, my only thing was that your Relentless Raider would at least proc one time and you'd get that off, but...
Yeah, I'm a little surprised avengedfish didn't play Execute yet.
Oh, he has access to Execute and didn't play it.
Yes, there's an Execute in his hand. But there, you know, that would have been his entire turn. But
Yeah.
a little surprising. It looks like we're going to go for an Earthbone Spinner.
I fight with the fervor of the wild hunt.
But the thing in CivilMarauder's favour here is this Apprentice Necromancer.
Yeah, the Apprentice Necromancer is going to be able to bring back the Nord Firebrand, or no, the Relentless Raider.
Yeah.
Easily.
And it looks like that's the plan.
It's a good plan.
Now, do you take that to the Shadow Lane, I wonder?
I probably would, just to get out of the way of the Earthbone Spinner.
I guess the only reason I'm thinking about that is that if you put it in the field lane, you're forcing avengedfish to choose between your Cloud Rest and your... Ooh, okay.
Totally
Neither.
different plan from what we were talking about.
Okay.
I guess...
I like it, though.
Yeah, no, I think that's better. I mean, there's a reason that these guys are playing and not us. But I do think that that's a good play because... Yeah, the Earthbone Spinner is still going to kill the Cloud Rest, but you have a much more, I guess, powerful card on board with the Withered Hand Cultist.
And much more annoying to get rid of as well.
Yeah.
Watch yourself now.
Interesting play there. Avengedfish has this Harpy. It does look like they're going to play it.
And they've still got access to this Murkwater Shaman, too. Which could
Yeah,
potentially be
absolutely.
super annoying against CivilMarauder's token deck.
100%. And, I mean, you can't see it, but Avengedfish, like... Avengedfish's hand is starting to come into shape. I think, you know, if Civil had managed to push a little bit more damage a little bit earlier, might have been in a slightly better spot, but now Avengedfish is getting to the point where he's got a whole bunch of 4-cost creatures, and in a couple of turns he's going to be able to start playing multiple on the same turn, which I think is, you know, going to be super relevant here.
Yeah. Divine Fervor is something that's really powerful to get on, and maybe something that Avengedfish had not thought of, because if I were them, I'd be taking out these tokens when I can. And now you have to deal with a 2 attack power Mudcrab rather than 1.
I do wonder if swinging into the Earthbone might have been actually more correct there. Just makes it a bit harder to kill that Withered Hand Cultist.
Yeah, I think I would agree there. I mean, this is kind of a battle for who can hold control of the board, right? So,
Yeah.
Avengedfish is coming out on top in that regard.
I think CivilMarauder probably wants a Ulfric's Housecarl, ideally. You know, just try and re-establish some hand size. I mean, you could apprentice Necromancer for Mudcrab Merchant and try...
I think that's the most fun play you can do. Yep.
Hey, there we go. Ooh.
Talvani Oathman actually gives you Risen
I
Dead.
can get Risen Dead. That's better than an Oblivion Gate.
Oblivion Invasion. The only thing I could think with this is that if you have any lane cards, that could help proc them. And if you have any action type cards, that goes for Fervor easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like expertise cards, I guess Oblivion Invasion could help with.
Now, here's the thing. Avengedfish has Unstoppable Rage in hand.
Oh.
And that is a 7/4 with Breakthrough. On a lane full of small creatures.
Do you do Penitus Oculatus to steal the Breakthrough? Oh.
Well, I don't know if... Oh!
He did.
Beautiful.
He did.
Beautiful. I was wondering if Civil was thinking about it, and it appears that he just was. Or maybe he wanted Breakthrough for other reasons. I don't know.
Yeah.
That is a life-saving play.
Life saving for about a turn.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Be silent. Hardly a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, Avenged Fish is just going all in here.
What,
And, yeah, they've got Ancano next turn.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Ancano next turn is that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do Redoran Forerunner, Telvanni Oathman to get Risen Dead, and your Forerunner can kill the Harpy and gain you 1 health, but...
Earthbone and Cloud Rest will still...
Yeah.
Well, you know, if I'm civil here, I'm playing the Mudcrab Merchant.
Yeah.
You know?
Playing the Mudcrab Merchant, hoping for what? Winter's Grasp. But even still, Ancano, just, it's over.
You hope for a 2-cost new era.
Yeah. You hope for power beyond CV.
Mudcrab merchant. Read my lips.
Ooh.
Mouth paws.
I
Yeah,
don't think you're hoping for either of those. Somehow.
I guess, yeah, I'd go with the Elixir too, because you've already got a creature on board.
Mm.
I know a shortcut.
Oh, well, didn't really matter.
No. Oh well.
Yeah,
Good game to civil. That Redoran deck
The day is mine.
got stuck with a couple of times there at the end, and
Yeah.
Avenged Fish managed to pull it off.
GG.
So good game to both, and Avenged Fish is through to the top 8.